What is going on, everybody? Now, I know this is a random ass stream that I'm doing, but I got time today. What I need to do right now is I need to go put this on my channel. Yeah, it's on my channel, but what I need to do is um monetize this live because it's off. Let's put it on right now. Save. And we should be golden, Pony Boy. We should be golden. Let me check something real quick. Okay, there we go. Okay. I was confused on something. So, anyway. So, yeah, the Dallas Cowboys have spoken with a few players that I have talked about that were coming out of this year's draft. They've talked with what's his name? The one Joey Porter Jr., a guy that I have been big on, a guy that I would love to have, especially on the defensive side of the ball, because of what happened last season with our corners, which is why our defense kind of fell off with getting sacks. I mean, if you have good coverage, it allows for your edge rushers, your defensive tackles to get to the quarterback. If you have good tackles, good edge rushers, a good scheme to get to your quarterback, your coverage will then be good. And well, we lacked in some of the coverage, and which is why we were barely missing these sacks. You know how it kind of when Jordan Lewis went down, Anthony Brown went down, even though they were serviceable and they're decent in what they do, allowing decent enough to allow our edge rushers and defensive tackles to get to the quarterback. Now you saw when they went out, it was basically Diggs and Deron Bland. That's it. Nothing else. Exactly. Coverage and pass rush work together. Good coverage can make sub pass rushers look great, and great pass rush can make subpar coverage look exactly that. It perfectly said. Perfectly said. And then this is why when you had guys like Jordan Lewis and Anthony Brown, when they went down, our good enough pass rush to get to the quarterback was just barely missing because our coverage wasn't as good as it was when you had those two in. Yes, you still had Deron Bland, but Calvin Joseph is a joke. When we drafted him, no one wanted him. No one wanted him except for a few people. I was on the Asante Samuel trade. I mean, not trade, train, and that's where I was with that. What is up, Prime Sports? Appreciate you for stopping by, and you too, CPG. You too. Even though, hey, I'm watching the combine and I'm hearing and I'm listening, CPG, that y'all are interested in Anthony Richardson, which is a quarterback that I have wanted for a while now. I have, but we're not going to get him. He's not going to make it past the top 10, I don't think. What do you want? What do y'all want to draft? Me? Look, the last since when was it? 2019? Was it 19? 20, 21, 22. The last 4 drafts I've called either I've called by name or I've called by position of what we're taking in the first round. In 2019 or 2018, whenever it was we drafted Lane Vander Esch, I said it was going to be a linebacker, And I named the linebackers I wanted. We went linebacker. 2020, when we drafted CeeDee Lamb, I said multiple times, I said, if CeeDee Lamb is there, at 17 in 2020, watch for the Cowboys to take CeeDee Lamb. I got looked at and laughed at. I got looked at weird, like I didn't know what I was talking about. And I predicted it. I even went on live streams after that, and I said, didn't y'all hear me talk about it with guys that I had done live streams with? I told you, I said it. I was like, didn't y'all hear me say it? Didn't you hear me say that if CeeDee Lamb was on the board at 17, Cowboys were going to take him? And what was the first pick of the Mike McCarthy era? CeeDee fucking Lamb. Called it. Following year, in the 2020 season, when it's all on tape. It's all out there. Go back 3 years. Go back 3 years. In 2020, when the Cowboys were playing the Ravens and our linebackers looked like ass, I said, Micah Parsons is a beast. Micah Parsons is the guy we need. I was on the Micah Parsons train since week 8 of 2020. I was, or week 10, whenever we played the Ravens. I was on the Parsons train then. Guess what? You keep moving forward. Made a few videos about, you know what? We're probably going to go corner. This is what I want at corner. But I'm still looking at Micah Parsons. Oh, look, there's talks of that if who's the guy that came out of, was it Florida, that went to the Falcons, the tight end? I forget what his name is. But there was rumors that if he fell, Cowboys were going to take him. And I said, well, this is the upside and yada, yada. But I'm still looking at Parsons. Come draft night, what happens? Parsons was drafted. Last year, I said, you're going to look at defensive end, you're going to look at O-line. That's what you're going to look at. I believe it's going to be an O-lineman, and I kept naming 2 offensive linemen. And I forget their names already. But they were gone like back-to-back. So on live, I was like, there's no way that we're going offensive line. I really don't know anyone else because a guard is what we need. I'll be surprised if they do go offensive line. And George Karlaftis was out there. The guy from Florida State was out there. They were there. And those were the guys I was advocating for because guess what? We were also looking at defensive end. And guess what? We went offensive line first round. Second round, we went defensive. I called both of them. And I'm still being looked at as if I don't know what I'm talking about. Now, when I look at this situation, it's a little bit tricky. Because you can re-up an offensive lineman, even though you just drafted one. But the Cowboys have done this before, where they've taken offensive linemen in back-to-back drafts. What's up, Joey? But when you look at the Cowboys right now, what happened to the Cowboys last year? That's right. 2 of their corners went down. So what are they looking at right now? Oh, they're looking at corners. Joey Porter Jr., they're just talking to. They had a meeting with. What was our deal last year? Oh, we need wide receivers. We need this. We need that. Even though Dak took the Cowboys to the number 1 offense in the league, meaning we didn't need wide receivers because we were the number 1 offense in the league when Dak returned. It was when Cooper Rush was doing his thing with the defense, and we were ranked 25th, 26th, 27th in offense. So wide receiver, is that a pressing issue? I don't know, but it is an issue. And now the Cowboys are looking at certain wide receivers, which I'm on that train. I'm on they're going to get rid of Dalton Schultz. Not get rid of him, but they're not going to re-sign him. Why would you re-sign Dalton Schultz and bring him in at the 12, 13 mil per year when you still have Jake Ferguson, who looks like a Travis Kelce prototype, and Hendershot? 2 big tight ends that can block and catch. Why would you bring back Dalton Schultz? Makes no sense. Save that money. Go get. The Cowboys keep saying they're in the works for something big. like I said in last night's stream, I believe it, but I don't believe it's a player. Don't believe it's a player. Even though they've said they're looking at bringing in a big name wide receiver, maybe a defensive player, we don't know. I don't know. You got Jalen Ramsey out there. You have Odell Beckham out there. You have Hopkins out there. So for me, it all depends on what we do in for leading up to the draft. For me, I'm going after Joey Porter Jr. and there's a couple other corners that are out there that I've talked about that I would like to have. There's a couple Addison from USC, but I don't think he's going to be there at 26. I really don't. And the guy from Ohio State, I forget what his last name is, but it's like Nij or Nji. So I don't even know how to pronounce it. But these are the guys that I would love to have on the Cowboys. And then Bijan Robinson from Texas, that's another guy that they're looking at. But I'm going to tell you this. I've said this, and I've been saying it. Cowboys are going to bring back Zeke. Cowboys are going to tag Tony Pollard. And then next year, Zeke's going to be gone. Pollard's going to be signed. And you're going to have these guys on rookie deals still. Especially what's good about having them on rookie deals and having big stud-like guys on your team at their positions is because drafting at 26, they're not going to get the same kind of money as drafting top 5, top 6. It's not even close. So I got my position. So those Joey Porter Jr. is a guy that I have been looking at. There's someone else from Maryland. I gotta look his name up. There's a couple of names. Christian Gonzalez. There you go. From Oregon. Shit, I can't even. I'm drawing a blank on what school he went to. But that's another one. There are a couple of guys out there, and the cornerback class is so deep. I wouldn't mind going either best wide receiver or even a best defensive player and then getting a corner in the second round. I would not mind that. Look, the Cowboys are also interested in Hendon Hooker, right? Hendon Hooker, quarterback from Tennessee. That's another guy they're interested in. And I wouldn't mind that either. I would not mind Hooker sitting behind Dak Prescott for a couple years and learning, even though Hooker would probably be better, you can still learn the nuances of the NFL and all the ticks and everything that go with it. And then you take your style, mix it in with what you've learned from Dak and all the coaches, and go do your thing. But Hooker probably wouldn't be there in the second round or in the third round. I maybe see us drafting a tight end, 4th, 5th round, around there, just to re-up on the tight ends. But look for the Cowboys to go corner or wide receiver in the first round, whichever is higher on their board, depicting on who's left on the board. So if you have, if your top 3, 4 guys are wide receiver or not, wide receiver, corner, wide receiver, and then all those guys are gone, and then you have corner and wide receiver, who's higher ranked on your board, that's who I think they're going to go with. But for me, like I said, I'm not going to know much until not closer to draft. And when I mean closer to draft time, I mean, I'm talking like at the end of this month type of deal, closer to the end of this month. Because remember, next month is the draft. Can you believe it? Next month is month and a half, basically. I'm probably going to have to take that day off. That's A-okay with me. Because, yeah, I'm probably going to take that day off. I'll take Thursday off, and I'll be off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, no, F that. Yeah, I'm taking that day off. That Thursday is off and getting ready for the draft. Or I might just ask if I can leave early because I have stuff to do. But anyway, awesomeness. Appreciate you for stopping by. But guys, I shouldn't do this on a live. And I should do this on a video. But you know what? I'm going to do it. It took about 2-3 months for me to get this mini helmet from Where You're Hiding because I won a bet. So I've just been sitting there. It's nothing that I'm like rushing to do, but I need to do it. I need to do this unboxing. It's been sitting in this box for a good it was delivered to me like a month ago, and it's just been sitting there. So, I wish I had more beer, but I just came on here to bullshit right now. Well, at least we have the XFL. Have you heard from the Woke Sports channel yet? No, I have not. I have not heard from them at all. They've all blocked me. I'll tell you that. They've all have blocked me. I actually need to go see the San Antonio Brahmas. But anyway, they all have blocked me. Aaron Vaughn, known as Eagle Speed. Cowboys need a DT. Yeah, but the DT is not high on their board. I can guarantee you that. DT will be in rounds 3 or 4, maybe 6 or 7. But no, like I said, they've all blocked me. I don't have, what's his name? Coach Dante just blocked me after I tweeted about fantasy football when, what's the dude's name? They got fucking rocked and ended up in the hospital, and they all cried about, oh, he could have died on the football field. They all blocked me after that. I had another guy, what is it? Fucking he calls himself the franchise. Fucking Big Play Slay. Fucking started talking shit to me. Goes, I forgot what the hell he told me. This fucking little 15-year-old, 14, 16, I don't know how old he is. Little kid telling me, he goes, just delete your Twitter now. Because I don't give a shit what happens to someone who has no bearing on my life. Are you kidding me? Dude, I broke the internet that day. Like, I had to delete the comment because my phone will not stop going off, and I was trying to go to sleep. I was trying to go to sleep, and my phone just kept going off. Like, I would respond to one person, and I'd have like 15 fucking notifications. Respond to that person, I'd have 30 more notifications. Respond to that person, I'd have 45 more notifications. It was ridiculous. What should the Bears do? I don't know what the Bears should do. All I know is they're going after Hargrave. That's what I know. They're going after Hargrave. And that's going to, not so much Joey Shakes, not so much, well, I haven't really watched Philly 500 in a while, and Eagle Speed, but a lot of these Eagle fans out here think that it's very easy to get back into the Super Bowl, right? They think that we're going to be back next year. We're all good because we got Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a product of what was around him. Once that's not around him, once that offensive line isn't that great, once that defense doesn't look all that great, and I know you can say, well, what does defense have to do with Jalen Hurts? Well, if the defense is getting blown out by the offense and Jalen Hurts cannot keep up with the opposing offense, it makes Jalen Hurts look bad. And then when you make Jalen Hurts one-dimensional and throwing the football, his shit drops off tremendously. Tremendously. So, man, Nolan Smith ran faster than Hopkins and Stephon Diggs. Nolan just moved up like 6-7 spots. I don't think he's making it outside of the top 10. If that dude drops, if Nolan drops to 26, for me, I'm moving away from wide receiver. I'm moving away from corner. I'm moving away from anything offense or Yeah, and I'm going, this is the guy I'm drafting. Yes, Eagles are balanced offense and are best when they control the clock and play ball control. Yeah, exactly. And that's what makes Jalen Hurts so good because he's able to do that. But, like I said, if y'all's defense has to play shootout with the opposing offense, it's going to hurt Jalen Hurts tremendously. And like I said, Eagle fans think it's so easy to get back to the Super Bowl when it's not. When it's not. It's going to be hard for the Eagles, especially with who we, when I mean we, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Redskins, and the Giants basically play every single team. You know, they all play the same teams. They play each other, right? That's 6 games right off the hop. They play the same division of an NFC, another NFC division. That's 4 games. Then you play another 4 games of an AFC division, and then the other 2 games are now 3 are the other division that you didn't play. Their top, whatever you finish is whatever they finish. Y'all play, and the same thing goes for. Well, actually, no, that's not the AFC. It's just both the NFC. So it's all the same shit. Next Super Bowl is in Las Vegas. Vegas sounds like a Cowboys Super Bowl game, honestly. Hate to say it. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Unknown, the depressed Packers fan. What up, man? How's it going, bro? How you doing? Eagles fan, it's been a while. Look, I'm gonna tell you this about the Cowboys, and it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh because I'm sitting here, and I'm not saying that I want to be the mainstream voice or anything like that because I love where I'm at. I love that I'm just stacking subs, and I love that I'm just the guy with the low viewership. Even though some people come in here, they watch a little bit of the dip, whatever. I love the fact that I'm not the off-brand, but the underground type guy, right? You got the mainstream guys that play to the heartstrings and play to the Cowboys fans' hope, right? That's what they do. Me, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you what I think. And even though it's off the wall type of crap, guess what? I'm right. And what cracks me up is when you have idiots out there who try to pass off as being correct or trying to be like me, and yet they get the credit. That's the funny thing. That is the fun. It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. I kind of want to go get some more beer because I'm probably gonna do it on the stream tonight. To be honest with you, I'm getting like revamped into doing these streams. I'm getting revamped into doing this stuff, and I'm getting excited for it. Because like I said, when you think about it, the draft is only a month away. The draft is literally only a month away. So, should draft CB depth in later rounds? Who, Cowboys or the Eagles? Look, with what y'all are losing, Bradbury is going to be gone. Hardgrave is probably going to be gone. Cox is not under contract. You're going to go, to be honest with you, I think y'all are going to re-up on defensive tackle. I mean, unless you're going to run with Mills and not Mills, but Milton, right? That's the dude. And then the one you just drafted last year, Jordan Davis. Now, Jordan Davis, I'm not worried about because, like I said prior to drafting him, or even when you did draft him, Jordan Davis only played like 20% of the snaps in Georgia. And then he comes to a team where he's a rotational piece, and he's already got injuries on him. Once that ankle starts to go, it's done. It's done. I mean, 2, 3, 4, in about 2 to 4 years, he's going to be, he's done. He's done. He's done. Just because his lower body is already given out. He's not going to be able to withstand the NFL the way it is. I'm telling you that right now. So Jordan Davis is not a guy that I'm worried about. I know y'all are high on him, and that's cool. But yes, Eagle will definitely go D-line first round. Howie loves his lineman. Exactly. With Hargrave probably out, Cox is. I don't. If y'all bring him back again, like I don't. A lot of these guys, they have like 12, 13, 14, 15 years, and it's like, when the hell are y'all gonna retire? Like, when are y'all? Like, it's gonna suck when, if y'all do have Cox and like Kelsey retires, then Cox retires, and Lane Johnson retires. Like, at some point, all these guys are going to retire at one time, and y'all are going to be up shit creek because there's not going to be another Lane Johnson. There's not going to be another Travis or Jason Kelsey. There's not going to be another Brandon Cox. It's just not. Brandon Graham. I mean, is he retired already? I'm not sure. Or Brooks, one of those guys. Once that happens, y'all are going to be up shit creek. So Zay Flowers is another guy that I was looking at. Zay Flowers, Addison, and the kid from Ohio State, and the kid from Tennessee, the wide receiver from Tennessee. I forget what his name is, but that's a great second-round pick, the kid from Tennessee. So that's your kind of rotational player at best. A lot of your guys are rotational players. Like, your whole defensive line is all rotational. Billy Badass is with me hanging from a ceiling. Okay, what's up, fool? Hola, way. Hola, way. Hola, way. Okay. The Commanders are the corniest franchise in the NFL. Sure. Yeah. I would say the Eagles, but yeah. That kid from Georgia, that tight end from Georgia, that's a big boy, man. That's another guy that's probably gonna. I don't know. If he's there, like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe instead of, imagine him and Ferguson lining up. Cowboys love their 12 personnel. They want to run the football. Tight end is another way to go. When you think about it, it's another spot, but will he be there? Don't know. South Tex, what up, guy? What up, boy? Appreciate you for stopping by. I got to do this at least once a stream. If you look down in your bottom right-hand corner, there is a donation box. Feel free to donate if you would like. If not, just enjoy the content. I do this for y'all. This is fun. I haven't done this in a while, and I need to pick it up. I wish I had more beer. Because once I'm done with this beer, I'm basically done with the stream. And I'll probably do a video because I have an unboxing I got to do. So, that I've been putting off for a while. And it's time to kick it in gear with these unboxings and kick it in gear with these videos of what I need. Because there's plenty of what I want to talk about. Because there's a lot. There's a lot that I need to talk about. And I've been basically doing it in the shorts. That's what I've been doing. Shorts have been working for me. So that's where I've basically been doing it. But we'll see. Shorts is where I make my money, But anyway. So yeah. So I mean this is basically all I want to talk about, like, with the Cowboys right now. Like, I'm letting it be known the Cowboys are probably going to go corner, wide receiver, depending on who comes off the board at 26 and who they have graded higher at that time. And I want to say, I would venture to say that it's more likely going to be a corner coming off the board at 26 for us. And if it's a guy we can get in the second round, it's going to be, I mean, obviously it's a reach. But I have yet to see the Cowboys actually do any sort of reaching since Mike McCarthy has taken over, to be honest with you. I think Giants go back down to earth. They won a lot of close games, and I think DJ is gone. Yeah, Daniel Jones, well, he's getting the franchise tag for what I'm hearing. So that's about 32 mil. Now, that is better than the 45 mil I'm assuming he's going to get. If he plays better than what he played this year, and he takes him to another playoff berth or even comes close to a playoff spot, and they're missing pieces. Let's be real here. They're missing pieces. If Daniel Jones has like a stud team around him, the Giants are going to be fairly good. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that right now. And if they build correctly around Daniel Jones, not like having a Kadarius Toney type players, right? Galladay type guy, right? Not those type of players, actual like real players. If they build around him, that's going to be a good team. And he can be worth the 45, 50 mil. Jalen Hurts is going to get his bag. He's going to get his 50 mil. I'll tell you that. He's going to get anywhere from like 45 to $55 million a year type of deal. And when that happens, it's going to suck for the Eagles. It's going to suck for the Eagles because the Eagles are going to suck once he gets paid. The sooner if they make Jalen Hurts play his full season this year without a contract, and he throws for almost 4,000 yards or does throw for 4,000 yards, and let's just say they do miss a Super Bowl, but yet he still has 30 touchdowns, Jalen Hurts is getting that 50 mil. He's getting that 50 mil a year. And they're not going to have money. I get it. Howie Roseman is this GM guru and salary cap guru, whatever. No, it's not going to happen. I'll go with CB or DT first and second pick. I'm going wide receiver or cornerback in the first round, and then whoever we didn't pick in the first, we're going for the second. So if we pick a corner in the first, we're going second, and then vice versa. Yeah, I believe the Giants are going to be second this year in the division behind us. Yeah. We're the Vikings frauds from winning 11 one-score games. The Vikings were a horrible team. When they played anyone remotely good, the Eagles, the Cowboys, they got destroyed. Destroyed. They were the only winning team with a negative point margin. Like, I don't even know how that's possible. I don't. But it is. Don't know how it's possible, but it is. But it's almost time for a nap for me. Been trying to watch the combine shit on here and nothing's really coming up. So I've been wanting to watch the corners, the wide receivers today, but I'm not seeing nothing right now. I guess combine starts, I don't know, in 30 minutes. I have no idea. But anyway, this wouldn't happen, but if Dallas traded up in the top 15 and drive it, would you? Oh, yes. If the Cowboys, this is where I would be okay with growing pains and okay with what. If the Cowboys took Dak Prescott, traded him to a team that's in the top 15 that think they're a quarterback or a quarterback and maybe a couple players away, I would trade Dak to that team. And depending on who's on the board, draft that quarterback. Will Levy is high on for me. Anthony Richardson is high on for me. Hendon Hooker is just below them. I would not look at a CJ Stroud, or however you say his name, and who's that other one from Alabama? Bryce Young. I do not like to look at those quarterbacks, period. Why? Because when you look at their programs, they have NFL ready type players around the quarterbacks. Please name me a Ohio State quarterback in recent years that has been a stud. Please name me an Alabama quarterback in recent years that has just been a stud and taken over a franchise. I don't think you can. Because guess what? They have decent to good quarterbacks in their system, and then they put these top tier recruits, high school recruits around them, wide receivers, running backs. Their defenses are top notch. So they're better than the opposing offense, and they make these. I mean, look at the late. What's the guy that got hit by the car? I forget what his name is. Him. It was between him and Daniel Jones talking about being one of the best, the top quarterbacks to come out of college that year. And look, he went from Washington to Pittsburgh, right? Played for Ohio State. I mean, if that's what you want to call me, that's what you want to call me. I think Justin Fields will end up being good. I mean, if Justin Fields has a supporting cast around him, the way Jalen Hurts does, absolutely he'll be good. Absolutely. But like I said, I have yet to see any quarterback from Ohio State or Alabama really take over the league or take the league by storm. No, you see the smaller type of quarterbacks that actually raise the level of play for their players, elevate their players, right? I see those type of guys taking the league by storm. I see those type of guys doing well in the NFL, not the quarterbacks that have the stud players around them to make the quarterback look good. Those guys never really work out. Would you rather have Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill? If you're telling me if I had one of those two options and I still was able to keep CeeDee Lamb and Gallup, I'd go with Tyreek Hill. I'd go with Tyreek Hill over Justin Jefferson. Because guess what? You cannot double team CeeDee Lamb. You can and to be honest with you can put CeeDee Lamb in the outside, because if you look at CeeDee Lamb's stats from the outside, and I have him right here, guess what? He's just as deadly from the outside as he was on the inside. On the outside, CeeDee Lamb had 157 routes. He was targeted 56 times with 33 receptions, 409 yards, and 5 touchdowns this season on the outside. He is deadly from the outside. He had 1 touchdown from the slot, and he had 519 yards from the slot with 55 targets and 36 receptions and 215 routes. So he played more from the slot than he did from the outside, but he produced more in the outside. So if I'm able to have if I'm picking either one, I'm going Tyreek Hill all day, just because I want someone to spread the field out for me. I wouldn't put up with Tyreek shit. I wouldn't put up with the shit Tyreek Hill does or says or say. I mean, if I'm winning football games, I really don't give a damn anyway, you know? But that's just me. So, let me see. Where are we at? Where are we at? Ooh. Yeah, we got 6 people in here, guys. Let me get 3 more likes to match the number of people that we got in here. Please. It helps me out, helps out the algorithm, helps push out my content even more. The more likes I get, everything. So please hit that like button for me and push this out. Biggest threat to dethrone Eagles and NFC. Well, I don't know. I don't think it's the Niners because they're still in purgatory of what they're going to do. Right? They don't know if they're going to keep Trey Lance. They don't know Brock Purdy. I mean, I think he's going to end up being their quarterback this year. And what are they going to do with Trey Lance? They're going to have to trade him. Either trade him or, I mean, I doubt he's going to want to sit, right? He was the number 1 draft pick for them. You think he's going to want to sit? I don't think so. To be honest with you, look, I know this is crazy. I know this is dumb, and this is fantasy land for me and for any other Cowboy fan out there because this would never happen in a million years. But if I am the Dallas Cowboys, I am looking to trade for Trey Lance. Right? I trade for Trey Lance. I trade Dak Prescott away for some. So what I would do is I would trade Dak Prescott for some capital, right? And then I would take that capital from Dak Prescott, right? Because he would garnish a lot, right? Even though I don't think he's worth a lot, if you take my bias out of it, as a GM, he's going to garnish a first-round pick or a couple first-round picks, maybe with the 4th attached to it and a 5th somewhere, or a 5th attached to it, right? Maybe you get a couple first-round picks and a 5th, right? And then you take one of those first-round picks, right? Packages up with what you got and offset that to the Niners and give me Trey Lance. Give me Trey Lance. And then let me draft my wide receivers. Let me draft my corners and what I got to do. And I'm golden. I am golden. The Vikings, they're not going to be back to where they were last year. I'll tell you that right now. Not even close. Detroit Lions, if they had a good offseason. If the Detroit Lions keep going the way they're going, they'll be a playoff team in the next year or two. They will. Watch them. They're starting to make noise in the NFC North. I know that's the Vikings. I know that's Detroit. I know that's the Packers. And who else is over there? Who else is in that division? It's the Lions, the Packers, the Vikings, and the Bears. That's going to be a tough division here pretty soon. I'll tell you that right now. And then when Rodgers is finally retired, it's all up for grabs. When Rodgers retires, Kirk Cousins will be on the decline. The Vikings will not be all that great, and it'll be between the Bears and the Lions. What about the Bears? What about them? The Bears have a lot of work to do. I'll tell you that. The Bears have a lot of work to do. But, guys, I'm going to head on out of here. Had a good time. I'll probably be back tonight. So stay tuned for tonight. Guys, I am gone.
I have never in my life felt so uncomfortable. Jesus Christ. Anyway, this is the bet.